Alright, so this is going to be my first video after breaking my clavicle, so we're going to see if I can still work on computers like this. Anyways, we're going to be replacing the hard drive or the SSD on this HP, where's the model number? I'm not seeing the model number here. Okay, here it is. HP NV notebook PC model 17t-u100. Alright, the model number is like right here. It's super tiny. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and try and repair this computer. My right hand's going to be kind of a pain. This one screw is already missing. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and remove all these screws. I think I showed a video earlier. This one was stuck, so I had to use a drill to spin it really fast while I pulled this out, and it melted the plastic to be able to remove that. Anyways, let's go ahead and remove this rubber piece here. Okay. We're going to see, I'm going to have to kind of do this all with my left hand because my right hand or my right arm, it kind of hurts to move it around. I can kind of move it, but we'll see. All right, so let's get the needle here. I'm going to go ahead and get underneath the little screw area to lift out this adhesive. All right, we're going to have to peel this adhesive up so that we can get to the screws. There we go. Okay, so we're going to just peel this out. I'm going to put it here for now, just to make it a little bit easier. And then, I don't remember if we had to peel out the bottom one. I don't think we did, so I'm going to leave that there for now. Alright, we're going to use a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver. And we're going to remove the screws that are under here. Actually, I think there were screws here, so I'm going to peel this out as well. Okay, I'm going to use my fingernails, but you can use like pry tools or whatever you want. Okay, let's see, were there screws under here? Actually, no, there aren't. Okay, so let's put this back. Okay. Alright, you can ignore this step, but yeah. Alright, put that rubber piece back in there. Okay, so underneath, the rubber cover, these are all PH1 or JS1 screws. You do want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put the flat side down like this, and I'll just put them in the pattern that I remove them. So you see 3 here. I'll actually put these corner screws in the same pile as well. So if you count those, there's 5 along the back near the hinges. Alright. Alright, and if I can do this with one arm disabled, most people should probably be able to do this with both their hands and arms. Alright. I can still kind of use my right hand, so I will use it for some parts when I need to, but for the most part I have to try and avoid using it because if I move my shoulder too much it hurts. Alright, we'll remove this screw here. Alright, this screw is super long. Alright, we got another screw here. Let me see if I can move my arm here to kind of make it a little bit easier. Ow. Okay, no, that's gonna hurt. Kind of. Okay, I can kind of use my arm. I just have to keep my shoulder from moving around. Ow. Okay, so we're gonna remove the 4 along the bottom here. Okay, I have to use my body instead of my shoulder to move around my right arm. Ow. Like the sharp pain, I have to be careful. Alright, so we got this last one. Okay, move all those screws. Okay, once we got that, we're going to open up the bottom cover. Alright, so I'm going to open this. I'm going to use my other hand like this. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my fingernails in this gap here and then push with my thumb on the palm rest area. Okay, just like this. Okay, to help pop the cover back. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I don't know if it will work. Doesn't seem to want to come out, so I'm going to try and use my other hand as well. This is going to be weird with this kind of awkward positioning. Come on. Sorry guys, this is way tougher with one hand. Let's see if I can lift from the back here. Oh, it's coming out. Okay, that's good. So I'm lifting up from the back, and I'm going to kind of use that to kind of lift and wiggle this, and there we go. So it comes out a lot easier from the back side. I don't know if that's because I opened this before in the past, All right, anyways, now let's go ahead and remove the SSD that's in here. These are M.2 SATA SSDs. Make sure if you're replacing the SSD or the RAM that you are that your computer is completely shut down. You don't have to remove the battery, but if you want to, you can, just to make it safer. You just grab this and you kind of just wiggle and pull it back. The battery model number is SG03XL. There's the BIOS battery here, keyboard connector here, keyboard backlight, I believe that's the trackpad connector, CD optical drive here. If you want to remove this, there's a little bracket holding it there, and then there's also a screw holding it here, and I think here. I'm not going to really do too much more because my arm hurts, so let's go ahead and remove this SSD. Okay, one screw, take that out. We're going to lift this up. This is also an aftermarket SSD, so your SSD, whatever's in there, is not going to be this one. Alright, so we're switching to this. The customer said every so often it was having problems reading the hard drive, so we're going to see if this solves the problem. Okay, as you saw, you put it back in slightly at an angle like that, squeeze the two like that together, let it go down, and then we're going to go ahead and put this screw back in. Again, this is an M.2 SATA SSD. You can't use a PCIe NVMe. The customer bought one of those before. We tried it and it didn't work. Alright, then we got the RAM here, so you pull these two tabs to the side, it pops out like that, and then you can pull it back. The type of RAM is PC4 2400T. You can get any size RAM you want. This is an 8 gig stick. If you want, you can get two 16 gig sticks, but make sure it's PC4 2400T. Alright. Anyways, I'll go over the other connections here. You got the DC jack or charge port connector here. You got the LCD LVDS connector here. This connector, I'm not too sure where this is going into. I think it's a speaker connector. I could be wrong. And you got another one here. So this also looks like a speaker connector, maybe for here. Alright. You got this cable that connects these ports on the side, the two USB ports and all those indicator LEDs, as well as it looks like this Wi-Fi, not the Wi-Fi, the Ethernet port is part of that board. You got the wireless card here. The antennas, you just pull them straight up from the tail, and then you just get them lined back up and pop them back down. Fan connector, of course, and I think I mentioned the CMOS battery already. Alright, we're going to put this back together and hope it boots back up. Alright, so it looks like I can still kind of work on computers. We'll see how it affects all the other stuff, but so far this seems okay. Alright, it does make it a little bit slower. We're going to put back the three Phillips PH1 or JAS1 screws in the back here first. Alright. There we go. Okay. I feel kind of like a T-Rex with one arm. Like I have to keep it like close to my body so that it doesn't hurt so much. Alright, we're going to put the old SSD in this packaging. Alright. There we go. Put it all back in. Alright. Now let's go ahead and try and put this adhesive back. So I'm going to lift it all up. We'll start with this edge corner here. And this tough with one hand. Okay, stick that down. Go around the edge, stick that down. Okay, pull it straight out. Get that lined up. Get the other edge in. There we go. Make sure that the adhesive all goes into place. Go. Alright, and then we'll put the rubber piece back in. Just like that. Get it all lined up. Alright, and push that back into place. There we go. So we got all of that lined up. Let's go ahead and switch over back to the T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver and put back the rest of the screws. Okay, being a little T-Rex with my right arm. If you want, you can check and boot it up first. Since I just swapped it, I actually cloned the SSD before doing that. I have a video for the cloning process. If you want a video on how to do that, just let me know. If you put a new SSD, you will either need to clone your operating system over beforehand or do a clean install of Windows onto the new SSD. So hopefully you didn't already swap it out if you didn't do that, because then your computer's not going to start up because there's no operating system, there's no software on the hard drive. Alright, so you're basically removing all the data and everything. When you put a blank hard drive, there's nothing left on the computer. Okay. Alright, just get back in the last few screws. Go. Okay, last screw. And there we go. So now we're going to power it up, make sure it boots, and we should be good to go. Flip this over. Okay. Ow. It hurts to push stuff with my other arm. Make sure all those little clips are in. Let's power it up. On. Oops, do I have to plug it back in first? Okay, let's plug this in. Alright, power it up. Why is it not turning on right now? Did I disconnect something else? All I changed was the SSD. That's really strange, it's not turning on. Holding the power button just to do a power reset. Okay. That's really weird, the power button's not working. It shows it's fully charged. Guess we're gonna have to open it up and see what's going on. I'm gonna do a battery reset. It's very strange. I don't know what went wrong. I guess we'll find out. Let's go ahead and pop this adhesive back out. Okay, stick that back on there. Let's take all these screws back out. This being a longer video than expected. I wasn't expecting that this wouldn't turn on afterwards. I wonder what happened. Bottom. It's very strange. Nothing else was touched except for the SSD. So I wonder what's going on here. Was on earlier. Alright, switch back to the PH or JS1 screwdriver. I'll remove the 3 here. Alright. The only other thing I touched was the RAM, so let's see what's going on. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull this cover back off like before. Is it going to come out like before? Alright, so get underneath the clips here. Let's see if I can do this. Alright, trying to hold it with my other hand. There we go. Ow! Okay, there we go. Drop that down. Lift that. There we go. Okay. This fan is spinning, so it must be the RAM. Something's weird. Okay, let's go ahead and pull the battery out here. Alright, I'm going to open this thing up. We're going to press and hold the power button 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, let's close it back up. I'm going to check this stick of RAM because that's the one we pulled out. I'm going to try and wipe off the contacts. Sometimes they get contaminated. Let's go ahead and put it back in. Clip it back into place. Get the battery. Push that back in, just like that. Let's try and use both hands. Okay. And let's power back up and see if we're running into the same issue. Okay, power back on. Okay, I hear it now. I hear the fan all spinning. Earlier I didn't hear that, so that's probably what happened, I hope. Actually, I hear the CD drive. Come on, there we go. Alright, so the RAM, something was weird. And it looks like it's good now. It's booting up. Let's see if it boots to the user account. I'm going to cover this just so it doesn't show. It should be good because with the other one. Okay, there you go. You can see it booted to that. Date and time looks correct. Swiped up and it looks good. So I'm going to restart the computer one time. Just running the restart with the touchscreen. Make sure it starts up again. That had me a little worried. So that's one of the big things. If your computer isn't starting up right and the screen is staying off, it can be the RAM. A lot of times the RAM is the issue when things like that happen. So anyways, we're restarting and it looks like it's good. Taking a little bit to restart. I do hear some weird high pitch sounds. Usually that's like capacitors or something going bad. I'm not sure how to diagnose which ones to replace, but the computer looks like it's working. So that's pretty much it. We're going to snap everything back together. Hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please like, subscribe, share my channel with others. You're welcome to stay while I put the rest of the screws back in again. But that's pretty much it. Let's snap all these clips back in. Alright, there we go. Put back in these PH1 or JS1 screws. Sorry, the video is kind of more long, dragged out. I don't know what term you use, but I'm doing what I can with my messed up collarbone. Okay, there we go. I'll switch back to the T5. Let's put this adhesive back on. This back in. Come on. Ow. It's hard to pull my arm out this far. Get that curved edge in first. Right, stick that down. Stick all of that down. And there we go. Put this rubber piece back in. Alright, let's put back the T5 screws, and there you go. If I can do that with like a partially disabled arm, hopefully you guys will be able to do this as well. I am left-handed, so that's a bonus because I am left-handed and my left hand's okay. But yeah, it does definitely reduce my ability to work on things. So, alright. Hopefully you guys appreciate these videos. I'm just working through the pain, trying to avoid moving it too much. Hopefully it's not going to permanently screw up my collarbone or my clavicle, but yeah. Alright. That's pretty much all there is to it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please like, subscribe, share my channel with others. And thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, bye.